It is exactly 8:50 p.m. on Thursday, January 16th, 2024, and I've actually had to open this window approximately 2 feet and hang my head out the window because there is someone who has been accessing the vacant premises of the bathroom of 78 over the last few hours, starting at around 6:30 p.m. Shortly after maintenance left, maintenance was actually doing a lot of repair work in the bathroom of 78 throughout the afternoon, and they left at the usual time, 5:30 or so. And shortly after that, maybe an hour later, the same psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry, who keeps somehow managing to access the vacant premises of her former unit, Unit 78, started getting disruptive in and around the area behind my kitchen sink, which is the vacant, permanently unrented bathroom of Unit 78, where Jasmine Irizarry, the obsessive psychopath and sex offender, was verifiably housed by the Greenville Group between 2013 and 2022, and she continues to be housed in this building by her close personal friend, the property manager, Oleg Aleseyev. Oleg Aleseyev has discussed Jasmine Irizarry with me multiple times, claiming that she is a talented hacker who can get into anything. He also referred to her as a surveillance expert and said that she can take care of any problem. Irizarry has admitted on social media to using a directed energy device to electronically assault me while I'm in my unit, and she claimed that she's not using it that hard. I have screenshots of those comments, and Irizarry is obviously a mentally disturbed, stupid criminal for admitting to even doing stuff like that. But she literally put it on the map and said that she's using a directed energy device, but she's not using it that hard. Well, I actually have to hang my head out the window right now because while I've been lying on my bed over the last 2 hours trying to rest after spending the afternoon cleaning my apartment in preparation for a plumbing visit tomorrow morning, Irizarry has once again resumed her use of a directed energy device to electronically assault me while I'm lying on my bed. And this only happens when she's really worked up and agitated about something. And usually when I'm lying on my bed, flat on my back, facing the ceiling. I've made dozens and dozens of videos about this over the last few years. And when the same person who you suspect is doing something to you admits to doing something to you in writing on a public social media forum, then you're not making things up. You're spot on. I am on target with Jasmine Irizarry using a directed energy device with the permission of the Greenville Group, because whenever I call them and tell them I will be taking them to court over her psychotic, aggressive behavior, suddenly her behavior stops. So now I'm going to have to call the Greenville Group, leave them a voicemail, follow up with a written email to them and their attorneys, and then I'll have to start refiling the same restraining order against the Greenville Group that I've been filing for 2 years now regarding Jasmine Irizarry's use of a directed energy device and her constant smoking and burning of some kind of foul-smelling, nauseating smoke that comes from the bathroom of 78 that is constantly filling my entire bathroom and the area around my kitchen sink, especially when I'm lying down or trying to rest. That's when she literally starts using her directed energy device and smoking and burning something that smells like cigars. It's a really nasty smoke, and it prevents me from being able to breathe. I literally have to hang my head out the window right now. It's probably about 20 degrees in Boston right now. It is absolutely freezing, but hanging my head out the window right now is getting rid of the directed energy electrocution feel. I mean, you literally feel like you're being electrocuted. It's exactly like sticking your finger in an electric socket, except it goes through your entire body, and it starts literally at the top of your head and goes all the way down to your feet. It's full body electrocution. It is extremely uncomfortable, and it is not science fiction. 60 Minutes on CBS News has made several documentaries about the use of directed energy devices. Ironically, the Russians seem to like to use directed energy devices, and a lot of the use of directed energy devices here in the United States has been traced back to Russia. Wow, well, that's weird because the owners of this building complex are Russian. Oleg Aleseyev is a Russian. He has a very thick accent and claims that he is from the border of Russia and Ukraine. Aleseyev is a Russian name, not a Ukrainian name. And the owners, who also are from Russia, seem to have very thick accents also. So the fact that they're paying or sponsoring a psychopath like Jasmine Irizarry, who again has admitted to using a directed energy device on me in writing on social media, she was like bragging about it, like, oh, it's not that hard. What are you complaining about? And then she said something like she has it on a tripod. She's aiming it at my head. Well, that's exactly where it starts. It starts at my head and it goes through the entire body. It feels like you're being electrocuted from head to toe. And when I hang my head out the window, it stops. It's not a panic attack because, I mean, I've never had a panic attack, but as far as I have read about symptoms of panic attacks, you develop shortness of breath, and I'm not having problems breathing. I'm literally feeling like I'm sticking my finger in an electric socket, which is a very different sensation. It feels like you're being tasered. So if anybody has ever tasered themselves, oh, the people across the street must be, having a nice little tea outside in 20-degree weather? It's weird that they just turned their lights on. They used to be nice, normal people in that house, and now they're just very weird, like strange. I mean, like they're turning their lights on in the garden at like 9 p.m. When it's 20 degrees outside. They're going to go hang out and have tea and invite their friends over for crumpets. I don't think so. Now I'm getting like marijuana and cigar smoke from inside my unit. So somebody is smoking in the bathroom of 78 right now. And the smoke is literally coming out the window. It's coming from inside my unit, and I don't smoke. And the psycho creep, sex offender in 88 doesn't smoke either. Oh, that's the same car that's always sitting in front of the entrance usually. They like to park in front of the entrance sometimes. And then sit in the car for hours blasting music and shouting at women who walk by. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a different car, but that happens a lot. So now I have to call the Greenville group and file a restraining order because this is extremely dangerous. Jasmine Irizarry is a mentally disturbed, obsessive psychopath, according to the Boston police. They're the ones who told me 8 years ago that she is a psychopath and she targets other women. So when the Boston police tells you something about somebody who lives directly in the bathroom behind your kitchen sink, maybe you should listen, because the police usually don't make up stories about other people. I can't record the voicemail that I'm about to leave for the Greenville group because my other phone died. But it is on record that I will be calling them as soon as I stop making this video and hanging my head out the window to get some fresh air and to shake off the constant feeling of being tasered from head to toe. That is what a directed energy device feels like. And when the same person who you suspect is doing that to you has admitted to doing that to you multiple times on social media, then obviously that is what's happening. I mean, I didn't make this up. I didn't even know about these devices until I started getting electronically assaulted by one. Irizarry is a sex offender who likes to use surveillance devices in other people's living spaces, also admitted to by Mr. Elisayev and another property manager who said, yeah, there's surveillance devices in your unit, but I don't have access to the footage. You'd have to talk to Oleg about that. Oleg is again, somebody who is directly from Russia or from that region and seems to use a lot of illegal tactics in this country that might be legal and widely accepted over there, such as surveillance devices in tenants' units, which are illegal here in the United States, and such as the use of directed energy devices, which according to 60 Minutes documentaries are favored by the Russians. The Russians are the ones who like to use directed energy devices, and they like to use them on Americans here in the U.S., on U.S. soil for some strange reason. So when your landlord is a crooked Russian slumlord from Russia, the Koritniks are the owners of this building, Boris Kritnik, Alex Kritnik, Victoria Kritnik. They're the ones who seem to be sponsoring Jasmine Irizarry because every time I go to the office to say, hey, she keeps smoking in the bathroom behind my kitchen sink, filling my bathroom with smoke and fumes, filling my kitchen sink area with smoke and fumes late at night, early in the morning when it's not maintenance that's in there. They say, oh, is she targeting you again? We'll talk to the owners about it. So obviously the owners are sponsoring her. They are the crooked Russian slumlords that are using a psychopath to engage in some very harmful usage of a directed energy device towards tenants that they've been trying very, very hard to get rid of for 10 years now. They don't like white females. They don't like females at all, given that there's hardly any females living in this building. They seem to favor BLM, hate stalking, rejected asswipe, perving, creeping psychos who are all males, as far as I can tell, except for Irizarry, who is a female who wants to be a man, I think. And they do not like white females. End of story. Time to call the Greenville office and report that their sponsored psychopath, their fixer, Jasmine Irizarry, is once again using a directed energy device and smoking in the bathroom behind my kitchen sink, so that I've had to hang my head out the window for the last 10 minutes to get some fresh air and shake off the electrocution feeling that I've been getting while lying on my bed quietly for the last 2 hours. again, it feels like you're being tasered. It's not a panic attack as far as I know, even though, as far as I can tell, I've never had a panic attack. I'm not a panicky kind of person, and I don't get shortness of breath or heart palpitations, but I do get the full body tasering feeling. And because I owned a taser for several years and accidentally tasered myself a few times, I know exactly what's being used on me right now.